I was not asking for it. I was just forced to, in that sense, right? There was no consent to begin with, so that wasn't. I mean that anyway. I think I got out of the room. I felt okay. I'm out. I'm Tashi Choedup. I'm a Buddhist monastic monk, non-binary person. I work in Hyderabad, Telangana state of South India, with local trans communities over there. I think conversion therapy begins at home for me. I think for all queer people it begins at home, because people would sit and start talking to you and trying to ensure that you change. So I think conversion therapy is not just out there, but I think it's very much in the homes, I think. You know, a religious healer who I'm sure has possibly helped a lot of people, but also unfortunately believes in curing sexuality, gender identity that are not conforming to the world. First time when I went, I was taken to him, it was, I was 21, 22 years old, I think. I was basically getting along or going along with it because there's only so much of negotiation I could do with the family at that point of time. And I also thought, okay, there's no harm, let me just do it. But after the incident, as I live it now, it does a significant harm, I think, to being put in a place like that is not nice, is not safe, it's not, it's damaging, it's harming. And the second time I was taken was, I think I was a little older by then, 24, around 24, 25. Both time my parents, my natal family, both, I think first time, with the religious healer, or the second time with the doctor, it was my father essentially. A loving father, caring father, no doubt. But I think the problem is it's a very twisted idea of love, I think a lot of us have, unfortunately, that he wanted me certain way and I'm not that way, and he was busy doing everything in his power and capacity to ensure that I become the one that he wants me to be. With the religious healer, I think I think he's otherwise good with everyone else, but of course he also believes that he can, homosexuality or gender identity, trans identities are something that need to be fixed. He spoke to me, he asked me certain questions, I answered in whatever I felt safe. I think I answered some, I did not, and then he did some religious stuff about putting on my head, blessing me, all that, which even now when I think about it, it's pretty intrusive in that sense, I think, because I was not asking for it. I was just forced to, in that sense, right? There was no consent to begin with, so that wasn't, anyway, I think I got out of the room, I felt, okay, I'm out. But also that did not stop there, because the person has written some written slips which should be supposed to be put in water and then drink for so many number of days, and I have to keep up with it because I need to stay at home. I have nowhere else to go. I was still in college, so all of that felt like I was more imprisoned, pushed and nabbed down, and did not have a choice of whatsoever. Well, life certainly would have been much more pleasant and nicer if that was not part of my life. You're anyway constantly trying to safeguard yourself, protect yourself at the best possible, and now you need to fight with, not just family, but of course begins with family doing the conversion by counseling, talking, blackmailing, emotionally, pressurizing you. But I think then you reach out to the other world, whether you go to faith, whether you go to science. Everywhere seems to be a large chunk that says that you are not true, you are not right, and that is daunting and scary, I think. Talking about conversion therapies, and it's about and for the healing of the people who have been through it, I think, if it helps. But it's about saving the younger generation, the other queer people out there, and also putting the word out there that this is a hoax. And that's important. I think it has to be as loud as possible and everywhere. Recently in India, the National Medical Commission has actually issued a circular saying that conversion therapy is, medical malpractice and it should not be done. But unfortunately, I think like any other, it's a circular by a particular body institute, which itself is really not taken seriously. When you have doctors who practice without licenses in the country, the circular would really mean nothing much, honestly, to be very frank. There has to be a very clearly stated law, passed to the parliament of the country, and also passing the law and having the law is not enough, but it has to be implemented in a strict way that anyone who does conversion therapy, especially if it is doctors, their licenses have to be cancelled. At least they are afraid enough because of the law not to do it. But I think it's a little bigger than just the medical fraternity, because what do you do with families? What do you do with religious healers? Because there's no government body that can really safeguard queer trans people from these people. How can children, queer trans children, be protected in their homes from these family conversion therapies? And how can there be a mechanism to hold the religious healers accountable? Those things need to be figured out, I think.